YouTube? Siegfried Chu Lane here with a Honkai Impact video. In fact, this will be the last of the review, and pretty much I'm going to tell you why you, yes you, should play this game. Now I'm going to avoid spoilers, but I'm going to go through the different aspects of the game that makes this, honestly, the best gacha mobile game out there. Genshin Impact I count more as a console game because mobile-wise, it's pretty bad. Control-wise, it sucks. But with that said, let's get into Honkai Impact 3. And if you play Genshin Impact and you've not played Honkai Impact 3, man, you are going to love this game because you are going to start to see things between both of these games, which is just awesome. So let's go ahead and start with the very first and most important part of this game, the summon system. Summoning system is the most important in any gacha game. I have passed the beginner stuff, so I'm going to have, this is pretty much the banners you're going to expect at endgame. Now, if you've seen my other videos, when you actually come in-game, you are going to have two special banners, at least they were for me, and they're going to have two extremely good characters. Oops, not you. This character here, who is God tier support. I honestly say you gotta have her. I already have her at like S1, so I'm not gonna be going for any more for her. I'm gonna be holding off. And then Herrscher of Thunder, which is another God tier unit, which you are really going to want. So, actually I have to check what's the drop rate on this character. I wonder. Does it even give drop rates? I can't see any drop rates on this one, so I have no idea what the drop rates on this character are. But, when taking a look at drop weights, let's first talk about the systems. First, you have the dorm supply. This is like your base supply, and it's got a pretty good lineup. I mean, these are your S ranks you can expect. Some of them, well, most of them kind of suck, to be honest. But, well, in my opinion, they're not fun. But it doesn't mean they actually suck. I definitely am not a fan of a lot of the Bronya ones. But let's talk about the S ranks. I don't have any of these. I have played Shadow Knight. I do not like Shadow Knight. Phoenix is okay, but I absolutely despise Shadow Knight. I just do not like her. Not a fan of Goshin So Memento. I don't really enjoy playing her that much. Not compared to other S ranks. But let's talk about some really good S ranks. Let's start with Herrscher of the Void. This character is a lot of fun. She's not nearly as powerful as she was before, and you definitely need to have her full equipment, which would be this one right here, along with this Stigmata. Currently, I'm running this weapon with this set. The next one, and to be perfectly honest, my favorite out of this banner is this girl here, man. Vermilion Night Eclipse is, jeez, dude, she is so amazing. Is it Vermilion Knight? If I make her wrong, I might have made a mistake. Maybe she's just Vermilion Knight. I've been being stupid. Okay, no, it is Vermilion Knight. I'm pretty sure it's Vermilion Knight Eclipse. She is, oh my goodness, dude, she is so cool and so fun. I mean, let's just take a look at this unit. I mean, this unit is so cool. Okay, that's totally unnecessary. Let's be honest. Like, I'm a big fan of Gundam, and she looks like part Gundam, like part, just like if someone made a Gundam suit that was the size of a person, dude. I love this suit, and she's not the greatest character anymore, but again, it doesn't really matter because any character in this game can be good, and she's a lot of fun. Lightning Empress is pretty good unless you get the better one, which is the one that I have. Herrscher of Thunder. I'm a really big fan of Molotov Cherry. I didn't care for her at first, but dude, she's really fun to play, and I really like her. And Night Moonbeam is pretty cool. So, these characters are all a lot of fun. I really like Herrscher of Reason, hope to get her at some point. But this again, this is your base banner. This is the banner that you're going to get tickets for, and you're going to get 2 free S ranks, pretty much, well, 3 free S ranks from this banner, to be honest. A really good banner, a really good time to get a character you might want. However, if you join this game, I do suggest don't use crystals, only get the tickets and use the tickets. No matter how long it takes, it's better to save the crystals for what's called the expansion banner. Let's take a look at the expansion banner. Now, the expansion banner only features one guaranteed S rank, which has a 1.5% chance to pull, which means this character right here, you got a 1.5% chance to pull her. As you can see, my luck has not been that great. I pulled on Hersher of Sentience. My luck wasn't that great, but I'm okay with this because 5.0 comes soon, and I know what unit I'm going to be waiting for, because there's really no units that I want more than the supposedly one that is coming from 5.0. And I've already got her. If you don't have her, man, or Hersher of Sentience, it's definitely worth grabbing. But being as I already have her, yeah. And I like Durandal, but I'm not the biggest fan of Durandal, so won't be summoning for Durandal. Next come your weapon banners. Now, at first, I'm gonna be honest, when I started playing this game, I was like totally against this. I was like, dude, these are so stupid. Like, this is such a horrible system. And then I realized something about it that I didn't realize. That is that each of these is the equivalent of a 5-star in Genshin. So if you're used to playing Genshin and you're used to having to go almost 80 summons to get the 5-star weapon, I mean, you're guaranteed a 5-star pretty much every summon. Because there's nothing stronger than these. These are the strongest, making it pretty much a 5-star. The only exclusion would be the very few weapons, such as Sleeping Beauty, that can go up to 6 stars, which, again, isn't every weapon. But you are guaranteed one of these units, one of these equipments, every multi-summon, and your chance to get the featured ones, like the weapons, pretty high. And so, you know, you have about, I think, let's see, what is it? So that's 3%, 4, 5, about a 6% chance to get one of the featured units, featured items. There are always 2 of these banners, and they're up for about a week each. The expansion banner is up for 2 weeks, so definitely a shorter time, but I'm okay with that, because that means that you're going to see units coming back more often, versus, oh great, I got the unit, now I'm stuck with this, banner for another 2 weeks. Now you know the units are going to be coming recycled. So even though I didn't get Hersher of Sentience, I know she's going to come back sooner than most games, and I'm okay with that. And I think when it comes to summoning, that's the biggest thing about this game that comes to summoning is, if you don't get something, you're okay with it. It's not like other games where if I summon, and I don't get it, I just feel depressed. The best way to look at Honkai Impact is, unlike most mobile gacha games, Dragon Ball Legends, Dokkan Battle, Seven Deadly Sins, My Hero Academia, that game is absolute crap. Sorry, I think that game is absolute crap. That's my opinion. In this one, it's an investment, not a gamble. Sure, you might really want this unit, and you go for her, but if you don't get her, you're not out of all that time you spent on her. All those singles you did aren't wasted. You just hold off, and you wait till the next unit you really want. And again, I want a Hersher of Sentience, but I can tell you, if we get a Hersher of Fire that is Himeko, man, Himeko is, I think, my favorite character alongside Seals, and I'm going for her immediately. So I would totally give up Hersher of Sentience if we get a Hersher of Fire that's just going to be godly. I would do that. That's a no-brainer for me personally. And honestly, a Fuhua, I like this form of Fuhua much better than Hersher of Sentience. So, a couple other banners here. We have the event supply banner. These come up every now and then. This one, oh man, this one treated me good. And this one, it's actually a much better drop, because in 50 drops, you're guaranteed the featured weapon. And this weapon is really important for making this Fuhua and this Fuhua a DPS unit. However, for me personally, I run her for her support, because that's what her Stigmata is for. Her Stigmata is for support. And then, of course, you have the outfit supplies that sometimes come up. These I don't really think are worth it, because it's a lot of crystals, right? I mean, that's 2,400 crystals, 2,000 crystals, 1,600, 1,250, 965, and this is all one summon. And on top of that, I mean, these are the rates. You can't get the outfit until the 5th drop, and it's not even worth going for. So for me personally, I avoid these just because they're not worth it to me. I mean, if I was guaranteed a chance to get these units on every summon, it wouldn't matter. But as you can see, if I was to summon again, I'm most likely going to get this item here. That's not worth 160 crystals. And then I'm most likely going to get this item next, which again is not worth the next amount of crystals. And then there's this item. So these banners, I honestly don't. I do the free summon and I leave it at that. Other than that, it's not worth it for me. This one I got lucky because we got the stamina, which was really cool. I mean, it would have been great if we got the cards. Like, I would have been totally down for getting those cards. That would have been awesome. But not, yeah. That it's this banner, I think personally, is a trap banner and is not worth going for. And this outfit, I don't know, but I mean, it could be available in the shop at some point in time. And then, of course, you have the elf supplies. These are kind of support units you bring up. This is a fire support, which I really honestly wouldn't use anyways. I need, or I want this one. Is this one? Yeah, Bella. Bella and Water's Edge. But these are the summon banners. I mean, again, it's not a bad system. I mean, the summon system is really good. It's probably the best you're going to find in any gacha game. Like, really. You're not going to find gacha games where every single banner has a guaranteed drop of the S rank or, you know, or S rank equivalent. It's just not going to happen. And every single banner has it. And it carries over. Like, I haven't done one summon on this banner yet, and that's still there from 100. So, alright, with that said, let's go ahead and talk about the next important part of this game, the beginning. When you start this game, I mean, you know, it's pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of free content you're gonna get, man. Like, I couldn't believe how many crystals you get and how many events they give and how many S ranks they give you. I mean, within my 2 months of playing, this is within 2 months of playing, and I did buy all the bonuses up as well, but the only thing I can show for those bonuses, honestly, is this girl. No, sorry, is this girl. She's the only one I can show for all those bonuses. And then, of course, her weapons. But all these other characters, these are all free to play earned. And, I mean, so, you know, it's pretty nice. And the raids, honestly, aren't that bad. Like, look at this. I have all of her stigmatas, and I have her weapon. Like, she's perfectly done. I have her weapon, and we're 2 out of 3 stigmatas. We need this last Thales here. I have her completely finished, and her support weapon, which is the best weapon for her support build. So, I mean, the raids honestly have not been that bad. Not like you're going to get something every time. Again, I did not pull her share of sentience, but when that happens, it doesn't feel too bad. So, summoning system and beginning currency is really good. But now the next question, and this is really important, is endgame currency. How is the endgame currency? Because if endgame currency is bad, and it becomes completely pay to win at the end of the game, what point is it I'm playing at that point, you know? So let's take a look at, I would say, well, let's take a look at your dailies first. Now, I'm not going to have any of these because I did them all, but your dailies, I think, are around 40 diamonds for dailies, 40, which isn't that good. I'm not going to include anything that is limited, so for example, any of these like chronicles and whatnot, I'm not going to include for endgame because they don't count. You can get missions here, which will give you diamonds, which is really cool. That's usually 70 diamonds at this point in where I'm at. And as you can see, I'm ranked 30 right here, so if you look up here, when this resets, I'm going to get all of this, and I'm going to get all of this, which is great. Oh, and those red tickets, by the way, I'll show you what those are for real quick. The red tickets, oops, are for stigmatas that appear in the exchange shop. So, I mean, none of these stigmatas really matter for me, honestly. But, like, if a stigmata comes up that I need, so for example, say one of the other Thales comes up that I need, I can then just buy it with 6,000 of these tickets. And that's a lot, but you can earn them in-game. And I think that's the most important thing, is you can earn them in-game. That makes them just really useful. I should pick these up, by the way. There you guys, pick those up. So you don't honestly have to summon on stigmatas. Another way to get stigmatas is from crafting them, as you can see here. So, for example, this stigmata is second best for my seals, so I'm going to be crafting this one. Or, this is the last stigmata that I need for Valkyrie Knight Eclipse. So if I don't get it, I can just craft it. And so, I mean, it's just a really cool system. I really like it. Of course, it's going to take a long time. I don't know. There is a new raid we have here, which I can't run yet, but as you see, it is going to give us Spirit Jades, the Ether Fuel, which is really important, and this. I don't know how much, though. And here's the co-op shop. So, I mean, it's so far, it's, you know, the rewards you get are pretty good. Now, I want to talk about the biggest way to get crystals in this game. That is going to be... Oops, gotta go back. Q Singularis. This is going to give you a ton of crystals. So, for example, there's two types. As you can see, there's this type right here. And by finishing the first step, I'm going to get a total of 90 plus 70, 100 and... Is that 160? Let's see. No, I don't think it's 160. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15... 160 diamonds. Plus... I can't see it now, but... Oh, here you go. Plus an extra 190. So that's a total of 350 crystals I'm going to be able to earn from this, just by getting into this area. The other one we have, there's another one we have, and it's another, I think it's like another 300. So it's really, really a good way to get crystals, and this is 2 times a week. So, again, 2 times a week, you can double that. Not a bad amount. 350 crystals 2 times a week is 700 a week. And these, they rotate, from what I've noticed, they rotate every week, this one and the other one. So 1 week it's going to be, you know, of course you've got to be higher to get it, but it is going to be higher. Of course we got these events here, which, not going to lie, they're kind of a pain in the butt. Like, I'm struggling with some of them, but mostly because I'm not high enough of a level yet. So like this one, I've got to get, you know, 81 is suggested, so I might try and get at 70, since I'm 70 now. But, yeah, summons are good. In-game content's pretty good. There's enough stuff to do in the end game to continually get crystals. I do suggest playing this game, if you're going to play this game, to get the monthly subscription. This is a great way to get crystals. I mean, it's... By time the 5.0 comes around, because we're at 4.9, this week will be 4.9. By the time 5.0 comes around, man, I'm going to have so many crystals, and I'm actually not going to summon. I'm going to hold off on them, guys, and I'm going to summon on camera, online, on live, get the character that comes out, the new character, and then go for their weapon, and hope I can pull their weapon. That's my hope. Because the lucky thing is the banner that will pop up with it will have the guaranteed weapon drop, and the guaranteed stigmata drops. But of course, it's going to take a lot to try and get those. Alright, so we've talked about the important stuff. Let's talk about the next part, and that's the story. For me, I'm a big person about it. Does it have a good story? But that's not the most important thing. But if it has a good story, something that I can remember and get emotional about, that is definitely a big positive from me. In my opinion, Honkai Impact has a great story, that starts around, let's see, what would I say it starts around? I would say probably around the chapter 5. Chapter 5 is about the point where it starts, and then from there it just kicks into overdrive. And one thing I will say is, do not skip cutscenes. Like, we will not just skip. Don't miss the cutscenes because they don't appear automatically. And I missed one of my favorites, and when I found out, I was like, "Oh wow, I didn't see this," and it was a big point in the story I'd missed that had been confusing me all the way up until I beat the game. So the story gets really good. I mean, like, in my opinion, I don't know how they wrote a story this good for a free-to-play gacha game, but it's really good. There's so many reasons to play this game. It's so easy to play on mobile. The controls are great. Even my friend who hates mobile games, I got him into it, and he loved it so far. He's going crazy. In fact, he's getting right behind me. He's in his 50s now. My friend here, man, she was like, "No, I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to play another game like Genshin." And bam, dude, she's playing this game. My other friend here, right here, dude, 52. Oh, I hate mobile games. I hate mobile games. They're so dumb. And look at that, dude. He's in the game. And 52. Like, so, you know, there is a lot in this game to do. And this game's a lot of fun. And if you're one of those people that think mobile games all suck, dude, they don't. Some do, but not all do. And so I would just highly suggest giving this game a try. Playing it, at least my personal opinion, is play enough to get probably your first 2 S ranks. Get to chapter 5. Well, get to chapter 9. My suggestion is get to the end of chapter 9, where you get your first animated cutscene, and then go from there. I'm going to tell you, if you're not hooked by chapter 9, I mean, then this game is not for you. This game also is heavily anime, but to be perfectly honest, I'm not a big fan of anime. I like some anime, but I'm not an anime person who watches anime all the time. In fact, the last anime I watched was the Castlevania one on Netflix. Before that, Seven Deadly Sins. Before that, probably Detective Conan, about 6 years ago when I lived in the US. So I'm not the biggest anime fan. But this game has a great story, and I do like when anime cutscenes are done well. I like them. An anime cutscene, and this is what people who don't like anime have to understand. Anime cutscenes can do a really good job of displaying emotion and affection when done correctly. And this company, which is a Chinese company, which is funny, does it correctly. I mean, I'm blown away by every single animated cutscene and what they do, and how each animated cutscene has its own theme song. That's good. So, I've talked about a lot of the positive. Let's talk about some of the things I don't like about this game. And it's not really things I don't like about this game, but I guess more just my wish list. Number 1 is, I hate it being a mobile exclusive. I mean, yeah, this is on PC, but it's not like Genshin where it actually feels like it's built with a controller in mind when you switch to PC. This game is more than capable to have a correct porting to controller. And I think the fact that this game is a mobile game only really, really does a lot of damage to it. And I think if they were to create a console port and a proper PC port that didn't feel like BlueStacks, but an actual PC port that felt like you were playing the game and you used the controller, I think the popularity of this game would shoot up, possibly past Genshin, to be honest. Like, honestly, there's always something to do in Genshin, but I feel like there's more endgame stuff to do in Honkai. In Genshin, I love to run around and explore, and I just relax, and that's fun and whatnot. But the only real endgame content is the Spiral of Abyss. While in Honkai Impact, you have the memories stages, you have the stage for getting the items to build the stigmatas you need, You have the Q singularities. There's a lot in Honkai Impact that is just regular content. Both are great with event content, which is nice. I'm glad to see that. But I do think if Honkai Impact went to consoles and PC as a proper PC console port, which they could do, and I think they would be as popular, if not more than Genshin. Maybe not more at this point in time, because Genshin's become so popular, but I definitely think a lot more Genshin players would jump into Honkai Impact. Because, I mean, it's just a really good game. And another way they could do that is to link the two games. And at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about some links in the game that I have discovered recently, which I really like. Like, I don't know, more, you can call them links or more Easter eggs, I'm not sure. But they're really cool when you learn about them. The other thing that I really don't like, and this isn't really about the game in general, is just the lack of YouTube content, man. I see so much Genshin content, it's not even funny, but there's like almost every single Honkai content creator I see is just somebody who's not really well known. And that's really frustrating because this game is so good. This game should really have better content creators. And I would love to see some of the big content creators in Dragon Ball that play other games such as Nanogenics. I would love to see Nanogenics hop in this game. I think he would have a blast in it, personally. This game is great. So I would love to see some more, really, really renowned content creators get into this game to help boost its popularity. Because again, I just think with the lack of popularity this game has, and as much as they still give, if that popularity was to jump up, this game would be, I just can't even imagine what they would give. And as much as this game gives, I am so excited to see what we can expect when Genshin gets its first year anniversary, man. I am so excited. But if I was to talk about gripes, those are really my two gripes. Stamina's not an issue. If you look at your stamina, I mean, like, it charges. Every 5 minutes you get stamina. Not to mention, when you get max, this builds up. I mean, like, seriously, there's, like, literally no issues with stamina, And once you hit endgame, you don't have to use enough stamina. The stamina really throttles the story, if anything. Now that I'm in endgame, I just don't need the stamina as much. And it's nice. I honestly only used as much stamina as I did because I was trying to hit level 70. And so I was doing different stories to try and hit level 70. Now, that's about all I'm going to say about this game. I mean, I'm so glad I picked this game up. I'm so glad I decided to say, you know what, whatever, let's just see what it's like. Because my biggest turnoff was an all-female cast. And I'm going to be honest, it's not that I'm sexist, it's that I like to play male characters. There are occasions when I like to play my female characters, for example, Samus Aran is one. Who's another one? Oh, Samus Aran really the only female character I really play. I mean, but when I'm playing a game, I like to have my male characters as well. In Genshin, I play mostly boys. I mean, I have my, Zhongli, Zhao, and Albedo. And if I get Kazuha will join that team. But when it comes to, again, the majority of my games, I just like to play my male characters. And so when it has no male characters and a full female cast, I'm usually not down for that because it means it's usually made for, to be honest, the perverts in their rooms. It's just about the people who want to have something hot they can look at while they play a game, and I'm not a fan of that personally. And that was kind of my biggest turnoff of Honkai Impact, because so many games like that, that's their purpose. Honkai Impact, definitely that was not the purpose, and the game is great, and I'm definitely ashamed of myself for not having tried it earlier. The one thing I want to leave this video off with is links between Honkai and Genshin, or Easter eggs, and more just some things that I've noticed, some things that are most definitely an Easter egg, and some things that just show similarities. One thing is definitely I feel a strong similarity between, like, it might sound weird, but between Himeko and Beidou, I feel a strong similarity between the way they fight and just their character in and of themselves. But the biggest Easter egg that we have at this moment, I'm waiting to see if we get this girl for her sheriff God, if she's the Thunder Archon, I'm going to be so happy. But the biggest one I've seen is this character here. Now, I didn't recognize this until somebody pointed it out, but then I looked at it and, it might turn out that Herrscher of the Void is the unknown god that attacks you at the beginning of Genshin. And if you play this game, or if you're not really going to play Honkai Impact, a video I would suggest looking up is Honkai Impact Final Lesson. Look up that video and just look at the way she enters, and then look at the way the unknown goddess enters. Look at her moves, look at the unknown goddess moves. In fact, look at the costume and the eyes and the hair. It's all the same. Eyes, hair, costume, the way she walks and her moves, all the same. And that's not just this character in general, because this is the same character. And look, that specific look is not there. The yellow eyes. In fact, I believe she is the only character. Yeah, she's the only character. Herrscher of the Void is the only character with the yellow eyes that you're going to see in the beginning of that cutscene. No other characters has those yellow eyes. So, definitely, most definitely, this is the unknown goddess that banishes your group at the beginning of Genshin Impact. So, cool little Easter egg. If you guys are curious and more, take a look at, like I said, the video Honkai Impact Final Lesson. Look at the opening of Genshin again. It's crazy, man. But with that said, I hope you guys give this game a shot. I hope you try it out and see what it's all, see what the fuss is all about. With that said, I'm going to cut this short and see you guys in the next video.